Welcome back to Vigor Without Age, the place where we share real, heartfelt experiences about senior health and wellness. Today, we're diving into a topic so many of you have asked about: hair loss. Not just the why, but the practical, science-backed steps you can take to truly understand what's happening and how to gently start turning it around. So let's get into it. Hair doesn't fall out all at once, it falls slowly, strand by strand, day by day, almost like some part of you is letting go without you even realizing it. I've met so many people who have told me, that moment when you see hair collecting in your hands, it's not just sad. It's scary. Not scary because of baldness, but because you start feeling like you're slowly, silently, losing a piece of yourself, without warnings, without explanation. Have you ever felt that way? One day, brushing your hair suddenly makes you hesitate. You catch a glimpse of yourself in the mirror and wonder, am I aging faster than I should be? Then you blame age, or your genes, or maybe your shampoo. You start changing everything on the outside. But somehow, nothing seems to really help. I get it, not just because I'm a doctor, but because I'm also at that age where you begin to notice even the smallest shifts in your body. And I want to tell you something important. Hair doesn't fall out just because you're getting older. It's not just your genetics, and it's definitely not because you haven't taken care of it well enough. The truth is, there's a quiet cause, one that most people overlook, and it's affecting millions of people over 50 every single day. This video isn't here to scare you. I'm not here to sell you some miracle serum either. What I want is to take you just a little deeper, to look inward, to that place where your body has been trying to speak up, but you've been too busy, too tired, too overwhelmed to hear it. In the next few minutes, I'm going to tell you about a tiny mineral, one that might be missing in your life, and could just be the quiet key to keeping your hair strong and healthy. I'll show you how to spot the signs, how to start nurturing your body from the roots up, and most importantly, how to rebuild not just your hair, but your trust in your own body again. Because hair isn't just about how you look, it's a message, a signal from deep inside, and if you listen closely, you may just find there's still time to change the story. A few years ago, I had a patient, Mark. He was in his early 60s, worked as a car mechanic. Straightforward guy, quiet, hardworking, and he used to be incredibly proud of his thick black hair. But then, just over a few months, it started falling out, in patches. Every morning, he'd wake up and see hair stuck to his pillow. Every time he washed his hair, the water would carry away what felt like a part of him. And I'll never forget what he told me one day. "Doc, I used to recognize the man in the mirror. Now, I feel like I'm staring at someone else." So we ran the tests. No hormone issues, no serious underlying conditions. But there was one thing, just one, that was running low. And almost nobody talks about it: zinc. Yep, zinc, a small, quiet mineral, but absolutely essential for healthy hair. And the truth is, most people have no idea they're lacking it. Now I know it sounds simple, but let me walk you through something. The human body is an incredibly intricate machine. And zinc, though needed in tiny amounts, plays a huge role in your hair's health. Backhand index pointing right, it helps regenerate cells, especially hair follicle cells, where each strand begins. Backhand index pointing right, it's crucial for protein synthesis, the very building blocks of your hair. Backhand index pointing right, and most importantly, zinc helps anchor your hair in place. Without enough of it, strands get weak, brittle, and begin to shed, often in waves. Now think about this for a second. You wash your hair, buy the fancy shampoos and serums. But the soil underneath, your body, is missing the nutrients it needs to grow hair from the inside. It's like planting a tree, watering it every day, but planting it in dry, depleted soil. The tree still withers, and you end up blaming the weather, the seeds, bad luck, when really the issue lies deeper. According to Harvard Health, zinc isn't just good for your hair. It also supports your immune system, your skin, your nails, and your body's ability to heal. Now here's the tricky part. Zinc deficiency doesn't cause sharp, sudden pain. It weakens you quietly over time. And by the time your hair starts noticeably thinning, it's not an accident. It's the result of a long, silent deficiency. So how do you know if you're low on zinc if you haven't had a blood test? There are signals, clear ones, and I'll share them with you in the next part of this series. But for now, if you've noticed unusual hair loss, dry, itchy scalp, brittle nails, or lingering fatigue, it might just be your body trying to speak to you. Your hair isn't falling out because of your age. It's falling out because your body no longer has what it needs to hold on to it. You know what makes zinc deficiency so dangerous? It's not that it causes immediate pain. It won't send you rushing to the ER. The real danger is how quietly it creeps in. No alarms, no sirens. Just slow, silent changes little by little. And by the time you realize it, you've already lost half your hair. Or worse, your trust in your own body. Have you ever noticed? Your hair seems to fall more when you wash or brush it. Ever looked at your nails and thought, why are they so thin, so brittle? Maybe your scalp feels dry, itchy, flakes easily. Or you see small red patches that weren't there before. And your energy, always low, right? You catch colds easily, even though you haven't really done anything to wear yourself out. All of that might be your body trying to tell you something. You're running low on zinc. Now listen, I'm not here to replace a blood test. But after 30 years in this field, I can tell you. When your body lacks zinc, it doesn't scream, it whispers. And your hair, it's often the first to hear that whisper. There was an older woman I once treated, Helen. I remember her so clearly. She didn't come in for anything serious. She just said one simple thing, "Doctor, I'm tired. And my hair, it's falling like autumn leaves." She thought it was just old age. But what she didn't realize was that after months of eating the same bland meals and years on medications for blood pressure and diabetes, she was zinc deficient, so we adjusted her diet. We added back what her body had been quietly missing. And 3 months later, no, her hair didn't grow back like it was when she was 25. But it was stronger, it stopped falling out as much. And the best part, she smiled again. I share this story with you because I want you to understand. Hair loss isn't the end. It might actually be the beginning. The beginning of a deeper conversation with your own body. You don't have to wait until it's drastic, until the bald spots show up. Sometimes it just takes a little awareness, a little listening, and suddenly things start making sense. So if you're wondering, could I be low on zinc? Or maybe you're just hoping your hair can get stronger, fall out less. The next question is, what should you eat? What should you choose to give your body what it's been missing? And do you need supplements at all? I'll walk you through all of that in the next part of this series, because healing your hair doesn't start at the pharmacy. It starts with what's on your plate every single day. Your body doesn't ask for much. It just asks that you listen in time, and when you do, your hair, it'll thank you. Remember Helen, after we discovered her zinc deficiency. She didn't take any fancy supplements, no miracle serums, no laser hair treatments. You know what we did instead? We simply went back to the dinner table. You see, zinc isn't some mysterious, hard-to-find substance. It's right there in everyday food. You'll find it in red meats like beef and lamb, in seafood, especially oysters, crab, shrimp, in pumpkin seeds, cashews, lentils, chickpeas, oats, brown rice, even cheese. No pills, no pricey bottles, just eating the right things in the right amounts consistently. And like it's always meant to, zinc quietly finds its way back into your system. Now, if you're vegetarian, things get a little trickier. Not because plants don't have zinc, they do, but because plant-based zinc is harder for our bodies to absorb. There's something in grains and legumes called phytate, and it binds to zinc, locking it up, making it harder for your gut to take in. So if you're plant-based or over 60, where absorption naturally slows down, you'll need to be a bit more mindful about how you combine your foods. But here's what I really want you to remember. Not everyone with hair loss should rush out and start popping zinc pills. Taking the wrong dose the wrong way can do more harm than good. I've seen it too many times. Someone reads an article online, buys zinc supplements the next day. One pill, then two. Then they throw in some vitamin C, iron, maybe even calcium. Before they know it, they've got digestion issues, a copper deficiency and trouble absorbing iron, and their hair still falling out. Why does that happen? Because your body is a delicate balance. Too much zinc interferes with copper, which can lead to anemia. It also messes with iron absorption, which your hair desperately needs to stay strong and rooted. So you fix one thing and accidentally throw three others out of sync. That's why, if you're thinking about taking zinc supplements, please do it under medical guidance. If it's not a serious deficiency yet, start with food. I've always believed this. A healthy body doesn't begin with the first pill. It begins with your first conscious decision. That moment you pause and ask, did I nourish myself properly today? That moment you sit down not just to eat, but to care for yourself, when every meal becomes a quiet act of self-love. That's when your hair begins to heal, and more importantly, so does your trust in your own body. I know some of you watching this right now. You've been on a long journey, you've tried things, you've been disappointed, maybe even ready to give up. So let me tell you this, hair loss is not a period, it's a comma. A pause for you to begin again, with more understanding, with more gentleness, with a little more love for yourself. If you're still sitting here, if you're still listening to my voice at this very moment, then I believe you're not just trying to hold on to your hair. You're trying to hold on to something deeper, your faith in yourself. And if that's the case, then I want to offer you something today. Not a prescription, not a treatment, but something from the heart of someone who's seen far too many people give up far too soon. Hair doesn't fall out for no reason. It happens when your body has to make sacrifices, letting go of what's non-essential to protect what matters more. And hair is often the first to go. Is that hard to hear? Yes, but it's also a deeply human reminder. Your body is still fighting for you every single day. The only question is, are you listening? Hair loss itself is not the scary part. What's scarier is when you stop believing it can grow back. When you stop believing you can grow back. So if you've ever stared into the mirror feeling defeated, if you've ever felt like you're slowly fading away, please remember this, hair can come back and so can hope. Now, hair restoration isn't just about what's on your plate. It's not just a matter of zinc supplements or seafood dinners. Your hair needs more than that. It needs a whole environment, one that heals, that nourishes, that gives it a reason to grow. And that environment starts with the little things. A full night's sleep, a deep breath, a quiet smile, the way you massage your scalp in the shower each morning. In the next part, I'm going to show you A few simple habits, tiny, almost invisible changes, that if done right and done consistently, will become the solid ground your hair can stand on again. Not overnight, but through a very real, very human journey. Because hair doesn't just need nutrition, it needs peace, and peace is something you can create every single day. I've said it before, hair doesn't just need nutrients, it needs peace. And that peace, it doesn't come from a salon, it comes from your daily life, tiny habits, the ones that feel almost too small to matter. But if you stick with them, they'll create rich, fertile ground where your hair can grow again. Let's start with the simplest one, sleep. Did you know your hair regenerates most at night, especially during deep sleep? If you're staying up too late or tossing and turning through the night, your body doesn't have enough time to repair the delicate structure of your hair follicles, which need silence, oxygen, and natural growth hormones to thrive. I always tell my patients, sleeping early doesn't just rejuvenate your skin, it nourishes your hair too. Just getting enough sleep, in rhythm with your natural body clock, consistently, that alone gives your hair its first real chance to heal. The second habit, you've heard it before, but not enough people take it seriously, stress management. When you're stressed, cortisol levels rise, and cortisol, as backed by studies from Mayo Clinic, can push your hair out of its growth phase too soon, which means it falls out before it ever had a chance to mature. I know life isn't always gentle, but here's the thing, even just a 10-minute walk every evening, or sitting quietly without your phone before bed, can do wonders for your hair. The third habit is surprisingly powerful, scalp massage. You don't need oils or fancy tools, just your fingertips, gently moving over your scalp for 5 to 10 minutes a day. This boosts blood flow, delivers oxygen and nutrients to your hair follicles, and calms the tension that builds up on your scalp. People often ask me, "Doctor, does that actually help?" And I always ask them back, you water your plants every day to keep the soil soft, so why not soothe your scalp, so your hair can breathe? The fourth habit is small but just as essential. Choose gentle hair products. So many shampoos out there are loaded with harsh sulfates, heavy fragrances, and drying alcohols. I always recommend products that don't lather too much, have a balanced pH, and are free from overpowering scents. And please don't overwash your hair. 2 to 3 times a week is enough. Your hair needs to be clean, yes, but your scalp also needs moisture. And lastly, I want you to eat with balance. Don't skip meals. Don't fall into extreme dieting. You don't need to eat perfectly healthy all the time. Just get a bit of everything, some greens, some protein, some healthy fats. A little at every meal, and your hair will get what it needs. Don't make your body choose between feeding your heart, your liver, or your hair. Give it enough so it doesn't have to choose. And maybe most importantly, be consistent. Don't live in extremes. Hair is incredibly sensitive to instability. You see, everything I've shared with you today doesn't require a clinic, doesn't need a prescription, it just needs you to begin bit by bit, habit by habit, day by day. And before you know it, your hair won't just grow back, you will feel more whole, more alive, one gentle step at a time. Backhand index pointing right in the next part. I'm going to talk about something many people get wrong. The misuse of supplements, and how it's quietly harming more hair than it helps. Hair doesn't grow back because of magic. It grows back because of the small, kind things you choose to do for yourself every single day. I get it. When your hair starts falling out, when brushing it makes you anxious, the first thing you do is jump online and type, "What should I take to grow my hair back?" And within seconds, you're hit with a flood of ads. Hair growth pills, zinc, biotin, collagen, iron, multivitamins, all promising the same thing: fast, full, strong. But you know what? That urgency, that panic, it might be the very thing making your hair fall out even more. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not against supplements. They have their place, especially when a doctor has confirmed you're deficient in something specific. But here's what worries me: the way many people use them blindly. They buy what their friends take, follow what some blog recommends, mix 4 or 5 different pills together, and don't realize too much zinc can cause copper deficiency. Excess iron can upset your digestion, even turn toxic. Overdosing biotin can mess with thyroid test results. And when all these nutrients overlap, your body starts to push back, and your hair, it keeps falling out. I had a patient once, a woman in her 50s. She was an accountant, smart, organized. Her hair started thinning. She got scared, so she went out and bought it all: zinc, biotin, vitamin E, collagen. 6 pills a day, morning, noon, and night. She came to see me 2 months later. Not only had her hair not improved, it had gotten worse. She was terrified. When we ran her labs, the results were all over the place: high zinc, low copper, low ferritin, iron stores, but not technically anemic. Her liver was stressed, and she did all of that just because she was desperate to save her hair. I'm not telling you this to scare you. I'm telling you because you deserve to know the truth. Your body doesn't need you to do more. It just needs you to do it right and patiently. There's no magic pill that grows your hair back in 7 days. No serum that resets your follicle cycle overnight. But you know what's real? Recovery, slow, steady recovery. When you choose better habits, nourishing food, and only supplement what's truly needed. I understand. Losing your hair feels like losing control, and in that panic, you're willing to believe in anything that whispers hope. But real hope, it doesn't come in a bottle. It comes from understanding. Understanding your hair. Understanding yourself. Understanding that healing, real healing, takes time. Backhand index pointing right in the final part of this series. I'll help you reconnect with your body, to see your hair not as something you're losing, but as a gentle signal from within, something asking to be heard, to be cared for. Not everyone with thick hair is truly healthy, and not everyone losing hair is getting weaker. Sometimes hair loss is just your body's way of saying, I need you to pay a little more attention to me. If you're still here, still sitting with me, listening all the way to this very moment, then allow me to pause just for a second and say, thank you. Thank you for giving your time, not just to facts and science, but to the stories, the experiences, the moments I've witnessed over the past 30 years, walking alongside folks just like you, strong, full of life, and now learning how to listen to their body in a deeper, wiser way. We've covered a lot together in this video. You now know seedling hair loss isn't just about age, it's your body whispering from within. Seedling something as small as zinc can make a huge difference, not just for your hair, but your entire well-being. Seedling signs like a dry scalp, brittle nails, or lingering fatigue shouldn't be ignored. Seedling simple habits, better sleep, less stress, kinder hair care, really can help your hair grow again. Seedling, and most importantly, you now understand why we don't chase after miracle pills, but instead choose to heal, slowly, kindly, and from a place of deep self-understanding. Was there something in this story that felt familiar to you? Something that made you pause because it sounded just like you? And are you ready just a little bit to make a small shift today? If the answer is yes, then here's where I'd love for you to begin. Backhand index pointing right, take another look at what you're eating. Backhand index pointing right, try going to bed just a bit earlier. Backhand index pointing right, massage your scalp gently before sleep. Backhand index pointing right, and start paying attention to your body, the same way you've always cared for those you love. And if after a while things still don't improve, please talk to a doctor, ask the questions. You deserve to be heard, you deserve to heal. Hair can grow back, your body can heal. And no matter what age you are, you still have a choice: to keep ignoring it, or to start treating yourself with care. If this video spoke to you, please consider hitting that subscribe button for Vigor Without Age. This is where I share real, practical, compassionate advice for anyone over 50 who's ready to live more fully, with more strength and peace. Click the bell icon so you don't miss future videos. And honestly, I'd love to hear from you. Backhand index pointing right, drop a comment below. What part of this video resonated with you most? Are you going through your own hair loss journey right now? May you stay strong. May you feel peace with every breath, joy in every meal, and may you always find a little extra luck on this path. From your hair to your heart, you are never too old to heal, and it's never too late to begin loving yourself. Gently, truly, fully. I'll see you in the next video. Until then, take care.